How's it going, guys? It's your boy Nicky D here, and welcome back to the channel. Been a while since I uploaded a video. Been a while since I last did a Gyakuten live video. Apologize for that. Life has just been busy, you know, work, stuff like that. And a lot of Tears of the Kingdom the past couple months. I've been obsessed with Tears of the Kingdom. Haven't beaten it yet, but I am loving Tears of the Kingdom. Probably more so than Breath of the Wild, I would argue. Again, keywords probably. Like, I still have a big love for Breath of the Wild. But Tears of the Kingdom, it's really good. It's so good so far. But I'm not here to talk about Tears of the Kingdom. We're here to get back into Love Live and Voyeurs. There's actually been quite a few things going on in the world of Love Live lately that I haven't been able to dive into yet, which is the Gyakuten OVA, and Sunshine in the Mirror dropped a few weeks ago, and I have not gotten around to watching that yet, but I'm going to try to get around to that soon. But anyway, when we left off on Gyakuten Live, hopefully I'm saying that right, when we last left off on it, we're just about to get into the trial. We figured out some details about Kalen's whereabouts, so we're going to try to hopefully prove her innocence in what I believe will be the trial now. So let's just jump right into it. Defendant lobby. It's been 2 months since I was last here for a trial. It feels like it's only been a few days. I don't think I'll ever get used to this feeling of dread. My opponent being Dia-san doesn't make things any easier for me. This will certainly be my toughest challenge yet. I said Glum Chum. Channeling a bit of a Chika Tsukami there, Kalen. I said Glum Chum. It should be a fun, jolly game of court rights. Fun. I feel like you kind of wrote Kalen a little out of character here. Crackle-like. Hopefully I'm saying their name right. Even though this isn't a real trial, I can't be slacking. These trials get broadcast for the world to see. I've got to at least try to show that Gyakuten can stand up to earn a Hoshi. Deep breaths, you. That's what Shuto-san always tells me to do before a photo shoot. Come on, Nishan, you've got this. You're gonna put Dia-san in her place today. We're gonna humble her. I don't know if... Repeat after me. I, Takasaki Yu, shall overcome all opposition in court today. Shall overcome... I can't do it. No good. Shucks. You know, oh, that's a very cute pose. I don't think I remember seeing Aimu in this pose in the previous episode. That's very cute. Well done. It's fine. Thank you for the encouragement. Oh, I know. I'll hold your hand during the trial so you won't be afraid. Appreciated, but not necessary. That said, I do have a nagging desire to find the truth. Who really printed those tickets? What did they want with them? Where are the tickets now? And why did they make it look like Karen's did it? Nothing. This drive is one of the things that's keeping me going. Yes, that's it. That's what I'm aiming for. Alright. 12 o'clock, May 13th, in the courtroom. Closing session for the trial of Asaka Kalen. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution, are you prepared to present the opening statement? Nijigasaki, Otonokizaka, Oronohoshi. There can only be one. The pinnacle is not in a position that can be shared. Oh, here we go. Of course I'm prepared. That isn't even a question. Oh, goddamn. The better question is, how long can you, Takasaki Yu-san, manage to stay in the game before collapsing like a house of cards? I heard that show was really good before, you know, Kevin Spacey was like, you know, yeah. I think my eardrums will collapse on themselves listening to you before anything else. Burn, burn. Well, whenever you're ready, prosecution, the stage is yours. Certainly. She is definitely like the Von Karma. She's doing the little thing, like putting her elbow on the desk and waving her finger. She is the Von Karma of this game, for sure. It's time for the beginning of the end, my dear gallery. I regret to inform you, but today, the precious Nijigasaki of 6,102 students shall bow before Orinohoshi, which has fewer than 100. That much is certain. God, right? Today, I will prove not only that the defendant, Karen Asaka, is guilty of this crime, but also the veracity of quality over quantity. Just give the damn opening statement already. Yeah, but Jesus Christ, dude. Good luck. The incident occurred on May 11th during Nijigasaki School Idol Club's practice session. It was a break-in that lasted from 4 to 4:30. It is believed that the crime occurred during this time. The suspect, Asaka Karen, is believed to have taken the opportunity to traverse to the printing room to print an authorized pair of VIP tickets. In that ridiculously mundane crime is why I'm here today. The prosecution shall prove without the shadow of a doubt that Asaka Karen is the one responsible for this incident. Acknowledged. Are you aware of any possible motives? We have. After a minor background check, it was discovered that the defendant works with 2 producers for her job. Current belief is that the tickets were printed to be given to them. Wow, Yu-chan, you're right on the money when you said that the prosecution would dig that info up. Rats. The prosecutors told me that giving them the tickets is probably not against Karan-san's contract. Let me make sure I'm reading that right. The producers told me that giving them the tickets is probably not against the contract. Okay. Prosecution, what evidence do you have that ties the defendant to this crime? Now, I have to get credit where it's due. Uh-oh. I didn't find the smoking gun for our case. The former prosecutor, her with humorously but delightfully oversized bow in her hair, was the one that found it. Bow? Oh, Shizuku? Yep, she must be talking about Shizuku-chan. In that case, their smoking gun is Karan-san's cell phone, right? I think so. Rina-chan did say that the phone was what got Karan-san nabbed. Unfortunately, since our bowhead isn't involved with this case anymore, I shall pass the responsibility of explaining the find to my amusingly yet adorably small detective, Rina. Very well. Alright. Usually this is when the prosecution asks for the witness's name and occupation. Quiet. I might be able to hear us. It might be able to hear us. Huh? Everyone, remain calm. Our detective seems to have been possessed by the evil mechanical man. Oh, for the love of God. You lot, call the military. The robot on her face is no match for our tank. Meanwhile, I shall heroically move the parasitic device using my katana. Minor lacerations may result, but it is unavoidable. She's gonna get cut like the dude from John Wick. 7 cuts. Well, sometimes you gotta cut down. Oh, ha ha ha. Don't worry, this is just my Rina-chan board. Come again? Rina-chan what now? I made it myself. It's a device that helps me show my true feelings, which I'm not very good at. Sorry. It's got all the features, but the main thing is a bunch of programmed facial expressions that help everyone understand my emotions. Don't worry. Don't worry, though. It can't hurt you. I see. And here I thought the notebook was as peculiar as it could get. The notebook? Am I forgetting something? Or is she talking about that Miley Cyrus movie? Smooth. Anyway, you're called upon to present evidence you found. Are you ready? I'm ready. I'm ready. I am. Shall we begin? Let's. Okay. What was found? An email was sent out the day of the crime. It said that there were more VIP tickets than available VIP seats. Shizuku was the one who first noticed it. She concluded it meant that someone had printed out VIP tickets without notifying anyone. We managed to narrow down the time of the tickets being printed between 4 and 4:30, which was during a practice break. The practice break. The defendant's cell phone was concluded to have been left in that room around the time of the tickets were printed. She must have done so with her ID on her phone. This places the defendant in printing room at that time of the crime. And since a club member's ID is required to print their tickets, it could not have been anyone outside of this club. So, in essence, there are only a handful of people who have a clearance to print the VIP ticket. Alright, before we continue, just like a quick peek at the court record, give ourselves a little bit of a refresher. We're at the badge, the Fuda that Nozomi gave us. The newspaper article to let us know that Daya defeated Maki. This is personal. Hallway map, a map that shows the area around the practice room. Kaoru drew for herself due to her difficulty with directions. Double check this. So the practice room, there are two ways to, so the club room's here, but they were in the practice room, that's right. Job Kaoru Hasaka, don't steal me. She's such a child. So there's two ways to go about it. There's the long way here, which you have to go make a right, then a left again, and you would be passing the club room. Practice room, going from like making a left, then a right, then another right, is the quickest way. We got the security camera. Go in the hallway. Let's see if we can find someone who can access the footage for us, which we weren't able to. Cullen's outfits has no pockets or anything that could hold something. All club members were in their signature outfits at the time of the crime. Photo of Hanpan, which was very adorable. How can anybody hate Hanpan? Is that a DVD player or is that a Wii U? I see. Quick, someone to call Scott the Woz. Printer, non-commercial model of printer bolted to the table. Can print vinyl, which gets used for the VIP tickets and Collins photo collection. Clubroom access records. So Colin was in the clubroom at 4:05 and 4:20. Blaze it up. 10 sheets from the potluck, I think. May 11th from 11 to 1. There was a potluck at Karen's workplace. Karen and the hotel attended. Shuto did not. That's right. Shuto was was Shuto the one with the tattoos? You know, the pretty lady? Okay, Colin's homework due on the day of the crime. Karen printed this out during her break to try to drop it off in the classroom later without anyone noticing. It's creased around the edges and her cell phone. Lost this in the printing room on the 11th around the time of the crime and got it back on the 12th. Okay. Just had to do a little quick refresher. And the only person of this small group that had the opportunity to print the tickets was the defendant. Understood? That's right. Is there anything else I should go over? Actually, I do have one question. Earlier you said that you narrowed down the crime between 4 and 4:30. How do you know that? It's like this. See, the computer systems don't constantly check whether there are an excess number of tickets. For efficiency, it only checks it every half hour. The emails were sent out at 4:30 on the day of the crime. That means the tickets must have been printed within that previous half-hour interval. Though, since everyone was just getting back into practice at that time, nobody really noticed that email until Shizuku-chan did the next day. I don't really care enough for that stuff to open the system email. What about you? To be fair, I don't think any of us really paid attention to that email. But I have someone so on top of things like Shizuku-chan, then listening to that testimony, it seems sound, but all they provided is circumstantial evidence so far. There are a few gaps I can see here. I cannot see them because I am stupid. But at the same time, perhaps they're just getting warmed up. Diane wouldn't be foolish enough to feed such a void in her case, right? Let's see. I mean, she did think the thing on Rina's face was like a parasite from friggin' Half-Life. Okay. So we're just gonna keep pressing until we find something here. Name what's now on the crime. Can you clarify what this means for the rest of the court? Of course. The data for the tickets is stored in the school's database, see? The computers keep track of how many VIP tickets there are venue versus how many VIP tickets are in circulation. If the number of tickets exceed the number of seats, an email will be sent to our club members warning us of the problem. That's how we found out that the other tickets were printed. If the threshold hadn't been exceeded, we wouldn't have never known. Thank you for the explanation. Does anyone have any directions to these statements? I do. Oh, what's on your mind, Daya? My objection is that this school is over-engineered to a point of senselessness. All these intricacies are the reason for your downfall. What happens to go old-fashioned walk up to someone and ask them face to face? That's what we do. And it'd be a million times simpler. Because you guys all live within walking distance of each other. If Kan-san drew a map of your little rural neighborhood, it'd be an actual size. Damn! Shizuku-chan was the one who first noticed it. She concluded it meant that someone had printed out VIP tickets without notifying anybody. Would there possibly be another explanation for the computer system's behavior? Let's see, the only other way I can think of it is if the number of VIP seats was reduced somehow within the relevant time interval. You didn't secretly lower the number of seats by 2 during your break, right? That'd make you the culprit. No. If you did, I'll make sure to come back and tear you apart. Kami, help whoever decides to take your case on. Kami? Is that like a Japanese deity or something like that? Kami, he helped me out the situation. We managed to narrow down the time of the tickets being printed to between 4 and 4:30, which was during our practice break. We talking about practice. To reiterate, you knew that because of the interval in which the email was sent out, right? Yeah, that's right. The system checks for VIP tickets going over the threshold every 30 minutes, and the email was sent out at 4:30, meaning that the tickets must have been printed out at the interval before it. That is between 4 and 4:30, and that interval exactly overlaps with our break time. Very bad luck for Colin-san. Yeah. The defendant's phone was concluded to have been left in that room around the same time the tickets were printed. She must have used her ID on her phone. And how did you figure that out? I wasn't the one who figured it out. Daya-san did. Daya-san, I'll pass you the mic. All eyes are on you. My friends, nothing a little intuition couldn't solve. Intuition? Allow me to present the defense phone. She had misplaced it in the printing room until it was located by the one named Osaka Shizuku-san. Like any self-respecting mobile phone user, her phone has a lock screen. That means we can't open her phone to verify most of the things that she was doing with it. However, any notifications she receives are displayed on the lock screen itself for all to see, including the time she received them. The defendant seems to be quite the popular person. I mean, she got a magnitude of missed calls and messages from Emma, Shuto-san, as well as the email sent out by the computer systems about the VIP tickets. The earliest notifications were sent to her phone around 4:20 p.m. Maybe she lost her phone in the printing room slightly before that time. But she was in the club room at 4:20, right? Club room access records. She was in the club room at 4:20, so she would have had her phone at that time. She lost her phone in the printing room at or slightly before this time. Objection. Oh! Hang on a second. That doesn't explain enough. Let's see. Even though I'm aware that Karen lost her phone in the printing room at the time of the crime, this is where their case has gaps. Is there anything I can inject to this? So far, you've only established that Karen-san had a bunch of unread notifications, and her phone happens to be found in the printing room. Those are possibly the defendant simply read their notifications, lost the phone in there after the crime. How can you roll that out? Oh! She says in Japanese, okay? This must not have a high opinion for me. Let's correct that, shall we? Oh. I wasn't finished. I can think of at least 2 other reasons the phone must have been left there at the time of the crime. 2 more? Oh boy, here we go. No interruptions, defense. I'm currently in the middle of waiting on your parade, and I'm about to send you a hurricane. Back you like a hurricane. Number 1, battery level. Battery level? I've researched the make and model of the defendant's cell phone. I know the battery capacity, idle drain rate, and factored in the battery level in that phone was when it was discovered. In addition, among the plethora of notifications we could see on the lock screen was a low battery warning that pops up when a certain percentage of the battery is left. And we have the timestamp on that as well. My calculations indicate that these 4 factors align perfectly if we consider that the phone was never used since the time of the crime. Number 2, the fingerprints on the phone, or lack thereof. We checked for fingerprints? I may not have access to any databases for fingerprints like your fancy little clubroom door handles. There are still a few things someone like I can do. Namely, I can tell that the phone was almost completely devoid of fingerprints. And your conclusion from that is, phones nowadays use touchscreens. You have to use your fingers to navigate the menus and whatnot. But during the time of the crime, the defendant was in her idol outfit. Her outfit includes gloves. That further supports the notion that the defendant had lost her phone in the printing room at the time of the crime. She had gloves on during that interval. With gloves like those, she had to be leaving a negative number of fingerprints, meaning the previous prints would be wiped off. She still had her phone with her when she left the printing room that day. We would have found fingerprints on it. But since it doesn't, the last time she must have had her phone was during the time and place of the crime. Oh. We total three exhibits now: the notifications, the battery level, and the fingerprints. And I would like to remind the court that the tickets were printed right around the time of the phone was lost, in the printing room. Please draw a conclusion from that. Good boy, here we go. This woman does not mess around. That was the roughest beating I've seen since Rina-chan took out Nana-san in the elections. Nana? Hon. Nana. Oh, right. I forgot Shizuku, not Shizuku. Setsuna was called Nana. And she found all that out without a magic Fuda. How am I supposed to fight her? Come on, you. Even Kato said she was telling the truth. Then you have to find a way around this. I almost forgot we were in the middle of a cross-examination. Places the defendants in the finger. Okay, hon. This places the defendants in the printing room at the time of the crime. Since the club members' IDs required to print the tickets, it couldn't have been anyone outside of the club. Can you clarify what you mean by that? Let's see. How to put this into words. Print something in the printing room, assume staff member their virtual ID, which is an app you can download onto your phone. Without your virtual ID, you won't be able to get any further than turning the printer on. You need to actually start printing stuff. However, the VIP tickets are special. To print them, your ID needs to match that of a school idol club member. Basically, only our club members can print them. The thing is, all available club members were at practice around the time of the crime. There are other printers on campus capable of printing the VIP tickets, but only one close enough to the practice room that can make a round trip within the break time is one in hallway 306. Hang on a second here. No, which one was it? Here we go. Oh, whoops. Hallway map. It just says hallway. Yeah, it doesn't say like which hallway. But I'm guessing that the hallway is hallway 306. How big is this damn school? Wasn't the break half an hour long? In a nutshell, all the people who possibly could have committed the crime were conglomerated in and around the hallway 306 at the time of the crime. We know that the crime must have happened in the printing room on hallway 306, and the defendant is the only person who appears to have gone to the printing room at the time. Lines up with what we know. I don't think I have any room for argument here. I've heard enough? Oh boy, here we go. Prosecution has thoroughly demonstrated the defendant's role in this incident. I think the truth is becoming increasingly clear. Huh? That's it? Oh no. Pity. I thought I told you to give me a good challenge. Alas, you failed me. No matter. The trial will be in my fond memories as the shortest and easiest case I've ever seen. I ain't going to get you the W that easy, lady. Hang on. This isn't over yet. Don't be ridiculous. I've left no room for error. If you really want to drag this trial out for a final few precious moments, you have to show us why, with evidence. Rina-chan, do you really have something up your sleeve? Have to try. It can't end like this. What the heck, that hiccup? Come on. I'm back in the corner. I've got to turn this around somehow. Defense, if any evidence to present, now would be the time. I have an idea. I think I might be wrong. Yes, Your Honor. Right away. I have to prove Colin's son innocent immediately. Just need to cast enough reasonable doubt on the prosecution's claim. Even if it's just to move a goalpost and force the prosecution to prove another thing, it's better than nothing. Got to reveal an angle that the prosecution hasn't considered. While the prosecution has proven that my client went to the printing room, this will recontextualize the whole situation. So, I'm thinking it's the clubroom access records. That is my working theory. Trust. This will turn everything upside down. You need to explain yourself here, defense. Well, I'm not sure. Damn it! Damn. No good. Okay, let's get this another shot. The proof capsule doesn't really. Okay. I think. This will recontextualize the whole situation. Try not to look up a Let's Play. I want to figure this out. Her homework. Maybe that's it. Maybe the homework is it. She did say she had to print out her homework during the break. Yes! I'd like the members of the court to look at this. This is the defendant's homework assignment, due on the day of the crime. Why do you have that? Are you cheating? Academic disintegrity is grounds for suspension. Please stop talking like Shuto-san. No. My clients had intended to try to submit it to her instructor late. And the relevance of this is? Prosecution is claiming that the defendant must have had entered the printing room to print the VIP tickets. That's the basis for her entire case right now. But say there was an alternate explanation. For example, the defendant went into the printing room to print not the VIP tickets, but instead her homework. That would perfectly explain why she was in the printing room. Just like that, the case turns in our favor. Knowing how these games work with Ace Attorney in general, now there's an ace up the prosecutor's sleeve. Well done, Yu-chan. You managed to escape the pickle barrel. Is that even a phrase? Ayamu, God help you. I managed to do what the what? I you not Ayamu-chan. He turned himself into a pickle and calls himself Pickle Rick. Funniest thing I've ever seen. I hate myself. A meaningless exercise. You realize this changes nothing, correct? The defendant printing out her homework makes no difference. It's trivially the easy matter for her to simply have printed both tickets and her homework in the same visit to the printing room. She's not wrong, right? Wait, no, she's wrong. Sorry to say, prosecution, but this actually changes everything. All you've shown so far was that the defendant happened to be present around the place and time of the crime, with no definitive proof. Say that there's enough reasonable doubt if you want to claim that the defendant printed 2 seats of items. Then it's on you to prove that she actually did so. There you go, Ayamu. I mean, Yu-chan. Gyakuten. Order, order. Altitude number 9s and number 9 large. Not bad. Managed to see you through my bluff. Looks like you have some fights in you after all. Take that, miss. I study the blade. While you were out partying, I was out studying the blade. Impressed that you managed to find that information. Naturally. I knew about it as well, but I felt it wouldn't matter, as the defendant could easily have printed the tickets and the homework together. But if my task is to now further show how the defendant could have been the only possible culprit, then so be it. Start by narrowing the time down. Witness, please testify about the defendant's motions around the time of the crime. Let's do it then. Here we go. According to the clubroom access records, the defendant went into the clubroom once at 4:05 and then once at 4:20. Yes, please. The defendant needs to get a flash drive. The defendant needs to get a flash drive or something to print her homework, so you can reasonably deduce that she went into the clubroom at 4:05 to get it. You could then reasonably deduce that she probably went back to the clubroom at 4:20 to drop off her homework and the VIP tickets off. Therefore, she must have gone to the printing room between 4:05 and 4:20, since the printing room is the only step away from the clubroom. Most likely she was there a whole 15 minutes. And according to the printer records, the printer was only used at 4:10 and no other time. Now, once it sounds pretty airtight. Say that again? Printer records? Uh-oh, not this crap again. Go back to the previous case. That's right. The printer in question has a minor log off when it gets turned on and used. All that says is, that's all it says though. It doesn't keep track of what gets printed by and by whom, which is a good thing. Imagine if someone needed to print a private document. Kaden-san's homework, technically a private document, you know, so that makes sense. Okay, so printer records have been added. Printer was turned on at 4:10. Shuts off automatically after 1 minute of idle time. One more thing. Printer shuts off by itself. 1 minute of inactivity to save power. That might help us narrowing the time down. Ugh. Another set of access records to ruin my life. I really wish they'd stop pulling these things out of nowhere. Don't look at me like that, Defense. I don't think I would have needed to use this, but it's currently what I have. Unfortunately, the tickets themselves are still missing. Only the true culprit and the kami knows where they are now. So the tickets haven't turned up yet. From my understanding, the tickets themselves have a timestamp on them. If we had them, we'd know the exact time they were printed. However, if they do end up turning up, I have full confidence that the timestamp would corroborate my current stance. Well, no need for hypotheticals in the courtroom. We have to make do with what we have. Defense, your cross-examination. Alright, here we go. Love goldfish. Not sponsored. But I wouldn't mind a sponsorship, goldfish. Hit me up. According to the courtroom access records, the defendant went to the clubroom once at 4:05 and once at 4:20. I got those records as well. Like Harusan was the only one who went to the clubroom. Looks like Harusan was the only one who went to the clubroom. But in the previous case, we found out that the access records weren't always reliable. Someone could enter alongside her and wouldn't be logged. So, suppose that happened again. During questioning, the defendant made no mention of anybody entering alongside her or anyone around the printing room at all. So we have no reason to lie about this either, as her account of the events actually makes her look more suspicious. If anyone else were around, surely she would have mentioned it. No, I can't say that doesn't make sense. Alright, so there's probably nothing there. The defendant needs to get a flash app or something to print her homework, so you can reasonably deduce that she went to the clubroom at 4:05 to get it. Can you clarify what you mean by this? The VIP tickets data files are stored in the school's computer database, but personal document like homework would obviously not be on there. That means the user must provide the data file for the homework herself, for example, by transferring it from a flash drive. Of course, Since everyone's bags were in the club room during practice, and the defendant had to have taken an extra trip to the club room to retrieve it. I think this is what Karen-san told me yesterday. Nothing out of place here, I guess. You can then reasonably deduce that somebody went back to the club room before going to drop off her homework and VIP tickets off. We didn't notice that she had printed the VIP tickets. Where else could they be? They've completely vanished. We even looked through all the trash cans around the area and everything. Most likely she had dropped them off her homework and tickets together and took them home. Unless we do a search of her dorm room. Can't know for sure. I'm pretty sure that's a violation of her Fourth Amendment right of unreasonable search and seizures. Actually, I don't think. I'm not sure if that's in Japan's constitution at all. Where could those tickets be? Therefore, she must have gone to the printing room between 4:05 and 4:20. Since the printing room is only a step away from the club room, she most likely was there for the whole 15 minutes. Let's see here. 15 time minutes? What could she have been doing that long? Now ask me. Ask Karen-san herself. She's pleading the fifth right now. Maybe she spent time figuring out the printer out. It's not exactly a simple printer. Most people don't bother using that printer, you know? Think it's too big and unwieldy, and usually use one of the other printers. I definitely need some time to figure that out, that needlessly complex contraption. What's wrong with the normal printer? Okay, so I'm not sure how much of a factor this is, but I remember in the Love Live lore, whenever Daya is lying or is like unsure about something, she'll usually scratch out her beauty mark. So I feel like that could be a factor. Might be wrong. What's wrong with the normal printer? Oh, nope, never mind. Yeah, she stopped doing that. In any case, I believe that the defendant had trouble using such a convoluted device. Don't you think so? Did you hold notes in that room? For that? Somehow, that doesn't sit right with me. Please add this to your testimony, witness. Alrighty? Okay, so we're adding a little bit of thing here, so this could be something. I figured Karen-san was in the printing room for so long because she was inexperienced with using that intricate printer. Alright, let's get a little bit of information on this one. What makes you say that? To be honest, I don't think many people usually use that particular printer. They generally stick with one of the smaller, simpler printers. Vinyl feature usually isn't irrelevant to most people's purposes, but since the VIP tickets were vinyl, she had to have used the printer if she printed the tickets. I imagine she wanted to kill two birds with one stone just to print both her homework and the tickets on that one printer. Right about Karen-san's choice of the printer, increased edge around her homework proves that she also had to use the big white printer with the vinyl tray. I have no clue how to use that big lug of device either, to be quite honest. And according to printer records, the printer was only used at around 4:10 and no other time. Are you sure it was only ever used at 4:10 within the relevant time frame? Whoa.
Coronavirus!
That's right. Again, for privacy purposes, the record only shows the time the printer was used, not who used it or what was printed. But look, the time matches perfectly with the time that the defendant went to the printing room. See? Let's say who used it, so there's a chance it could have been someone else, right? You know for a fact that the defendant used the printer. In addition, the printer was only turned on once within the relevant interval of time. Not to mention, the printer shuts itself off after a period of time. The defendant, Asaka Karen-san, is the only one who could have had the opportunity to print the tickets. This is looking good. Sorry, John, it looks like your worst nightmares are back with vengeance. It's the access records. It's printer records that... Is the court record going to turn on me too? No, the court record is your friend. The evidence in it should be the key to victory. Come on. I know you can do it. Yo! Yu-chan covers Soldier Boy. Craig, that Soldier Boy win. So I'm pretty sure. So I think it's this one. The question is what? 410. Okay, hang on. Okay, so 405 to get it. Okay, so she went back to the club room 420 to drop her. Okay, so let's think here. She entered the club room at 405 to get her flash drive or something. And the printer records reflect that something was printed out at 410. If 15 minutes go by, so she was likely in there for the whole 15 minutes. Is that including the walk time and the time it takes to print and load something? Okay, I was thinking about that wrong. How was printing the room for so long because she has experience using that intricate printer. According to print records, the printer was only used at 410, no other time. Oh, whoops. Alright, let's see here. It's probably, I feel like it's this one, but I don't know what it would be, at least off the top of my head. Probably not the potluck record, because that was before the time of the incident, because it lasted up 1 o'clock. So that was like a 3-hour difference right there. That would be, her outfit would have anything to do with it. Checking the... I doubt it. I don't think the homework is going to be the issue here. That's tough. Wait, okay, so she got lost in the printing room at the time of the crime, got back on the 12th. Okay, but how was she able to go back into the club room? Because, okay, so if she left her phone in the printing room, how was she able to get back into the club room? I don't think the phone's gonna have anything to do with it though, but that's something that's like really itching the back of my head here. Is there the whole 15 minutes? I'm gonna try it. Oh, whoops. I did not mean to click that. Nope. Oh, well, let's see. Damn. Okay, so it's not. So it wasn't the phone. Which is weird though, because how was she able to go back into the club room if the phone was left behind? It doesn't make sense, because she needs her phone to go into the club room. Wait, what's the map? I suck at these games so bad.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
He'll vote this penalty. I have a feeling it's this one. So it's not the printer records, not her phone. That's the whole. I don't think it's a homework. It's not definitely not the attendance sheet. Club room access records. I don't think that's going to be it though. Because this corroborates with what is in Rina's testimony. Because like I think, because like 20XX, so that's the year. 05 is the month. 11 would be the day. 16. 4. Wait, so because like I think 16, 12, 4, 3. I think that would be the timestamp. So 16. That'd be 4, 12. 4, 12. Damn. Damn. For a prolonged trial, the defense finally damn it. No. Yeah, I failed. Damn. I think this is a good time to end the episode. I'm gonna figure this one out. Well guys, thank you so much for watching the episode. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give a like, comment, and also, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. Also give a lot of love to the creator of this game, Krakalek, for creating this masterpiece. I'll leave a link for the download in the description down below. Also give them a follow on Twitter, and if they have any social medias, additional social medias rather, I'm going to link them as well, because new social media accounts, or rather social media websites, keep popping up. So if I see anything else that they're on, I'll let you know. So anyway guys, take care of each other, love each other, and I'll see you next video.